Dear ones, you are handling the present situation on earth with good sense, by keeping your sights upon ascension. It draws nearer with each day that passes, but there is still much work to do before it becomes your reality. In this closing period there will be much to do as you assist those who are at the forefront of the changes. The minions of the Dark Ones still possess sufficient power to keep you from learning the whole truth, but it will come out regardless of their actions. Now is the time to handle your own development rather than be led by others, by assessing all information that is passed to you based on whether it feels right. As you are already well on to your path of light, you should have sufficient knowledge to see what lies ahead. Over some years beams of light have enabled you to continue growing, and have directed you onto the path of light. It is however now time to forget the traditional paths that have required your strict obedience to them. You have outgrown them and are sufficiently advanced to determine your own pathway. Tremendous changes are rapidly approaching that will tell you beyond doubt that the new age has arrived. Your internet is still the nearest you can get to the truth, but even that is subject to false information at times. However, once you have identified reliable sources, you will have information by which you can determine those that can be safely used to check out others. If in doubt, your intuition is your best guide, but always be prepared to change if it takes you to a higher level. As most of you must already be aware, all forms of religious teachings are under review, as present messages from the archangels and other higher sources have indicated. The established religions are to be treated with careful scrutiny, as not one has a sole claim to the truth. On some major issues they are sadly lacking, but an advanced soul would be able to determine which ones they are. At this time of great changes even the orthodox religions are being revised, but some souls still heavily rely upon them and will have to find their own pathway to the truth. Prayer is still powerful and important, but needs to come from the heart, as those repeatedly used often tend to lack any real injection of love and light. Let your own life become a prayer within itself as you live it with unconditional love. It is the ultimate goal of all who are preparing to ascend. In your travels upon earth you have gone through many experiences at many different levels, and now you are a seasoned traveler ready to step up to the next level. Each time you do so your lives get so much easier and pleasurable, as you are no longer in the presence of the Dark Ones who would do their best to keep you down. That time is approaching now, and worth every bit of effort you put into it. You are not expected to become paupers or live in rags to prove your acceptance of God, and you are entitled to enjoy life and share the bounty of the earth. For too long you have suffered lack, but that time will soon pass, even although the conditions still exist in some countries. Truthfully, the earth has sufficient for all to enjoy a happy and fruitful life, although to many it may not seem so now, but in the very near future it shall quickly come to be. Mother Earth has commenced the cleansing of the planet as she cannot hold back any longer, and will give clear signals of what is to come. Take heed and you will be clear of any danger to life or limb. Some souls wishing to leave the earth will seize such opportunities, as they are not ready to remain and take part in the ascension. Remember that death is only a transferred from one level to another, as in reality there is no such thing as death, that some souls consider to be a permanent condition. Life is eternal and death is not such a frightening experience as some might imagine. When the soul leaves the physical body it easily slips out and then moves to the summer realms. There it will review its life and then proceed to an appropriate level, determined by their vibrations. You are so close to learning of the preparations regarding the changes that are imminent. Much work has been put in and still continues, and it is only the enormity of the challenge that involves the cooperation of so many other people that is taking time to reach completion. Nothing will stop the planned outcome, but as you have already found, all is not quite as simple as you might believe. Sufficient safeguards are in place to ensure that there are no major hold-ups and the major challenges have already been dealt with. So you can be assured that commencement of the revelations will come in the very near future. Many members of your family and friends wait with love in their hearts to greet you. Matters on earth are playing themselves out as required for karmic reasons, but they can be brought to a stop at any time by the higher powers of love and light that control your destiny. Great beings have always followed your progress and directed your experiences, to ensure steady progress where your evolution is concerned. There have been periods when the energies of light have been the dominant force, but in the cycle that you have just completed the dark forces have been allowed to test you. The outcome was not a foregone conclusion, but you of the light have overcome the lower energies to hold on to your higher light frequencies. You are to be congratulated for having done so in the face of immense challenges at every turn. You could take the view that it is now game over and that all the actors can now resume their normal activities. Yet it is not quite that simple, as whilst great understanding is given to the role every soul has played, some actions call for karmic solutions. Rest assured, however, that no souls are punished but instead given every help to fully return to the light. Many find it hard to understand how your experiences are not considered to be those of your true reality. Of course they are perfectly real at the time, but do not relate to the higher levels that you came from to experience life in solid matter. You have created your own reality over many hundreds of lives, and whilst you have always been given guidance, the final choice has been yours. The toughest problem you have faced is to accept that you are all one, and for eons of time you have competed with each other for dominance to the point of destroying those you consider different. Now you know that you are all one, the differences can be set aside, and there is no reason why you should not all happily progress together. Clearly there needs to be a sharing of the earth's bounties, and this will follow in due course. This message comes through my higher self. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. In love and light.